Hello, I am spiritual life coach Patricia Booker with Kingdom Business, where we are empowered, where we heal, we get delivered, and we get free. We know who we are. We elevate our minds and our spirits and raise and expand our consciousness to ultimately walk in our true divine purpose. That is the truth of who God created us to be. So, you guys, in today's video, I want to talk to you about how to never be hurt again. Ways to never be hurt again. Is that possible? Absolutely, it is. So, what are some ways that you can never be hurt again? Number one, you have to depend on God for all things and for everything. You have to be able to love others, yet know that they are human. They too make mistakes. They do sin and fall short of the glory of God. Does God do that? No. He is God. He is the same then, now, and forever. God remains the same. He'll never hurt you. He'll never hurt you. So, if you depend on God for all things and everything, and have the understanding that only God, and God is the only one that can never and will never hurt you, then what does that mean? You can't be hurt. Now, of course, when we're in relationships, things come up and people can do things that are hurtful or that we perceive as being hurtful, or something may happen that just hurts us. They may not even be doing it to be hurtful, or it may not be hurtful per se. It could very well be your own sensitivities, your own where you are, or something you have going on. I can relate, so I clearly understand. Sometimes people, may be communicating one thing in one way, and you may be taking it a whole nother way because of your own experiences, because of your own sensitivities. So I'm saying that to say that because we know this is so, if you can take the disposition of understanding and knowing when someone is doing something and it may be perceived as hurtful, especially when they're telling you that they don't mean it that way, you want to have the understanding that, or take the disposition that maybe this is your own sensitivity, and take a look at that. Now, there are times where people are doing things that are downright hurtful, and they're trying to be hurtful. We know it's people out here that do want to hurt you. As they say, hurting people hurts people. So, people are out here hurting. So, yeah, many times people do on purpose want and try to hurt you. However, if you can take this disposition because you know that this is so, that they're hurting, and that's why they're trying to hurt me, it won't hurt you. It won't hurt you. So what am I saying here? If someone is on purpose trying to hurt you and you're aware of it, that that's what's taking place, you know that they're just hurting. And so you don't have to take it personal. In fact, you can do that across the board. You really don't have to take anything personal, whether someone is intentionally trying to hurt you or not. This is a true fact that I've learned. Your feelings are your own. My feelings are my own. Someone told me not long ago, you hurt me. I said, no, I didn't. Because my intention was not to hurt them. I did something that I had to do because that's what I needed to do for me at the time. I wasn't like, ooh, let me hurt them. So the fact that they felt hurt were their own feelings, and I couldn't take responsibility for them. Now, I can acknowledge that what I did may have hurt them, But again, our feelings are our own. And I'm not negating the fact that we don't have hurt feelings or things don't feel hurtful for us. What I am saying, you can take a stance of not ever being hurt again. Okay. You want to be careful of being dependent on another for your well-being. I'm not saying in relationships, businesships, whatever, we don't depend on one another for certain things. Of course, what I'm saying is you don't want to depend on someone for your total well-being. Because if you put yourself in a position where you're dependent upon somebody for your total well-being, you leave an open door to be hurt. Now, if God places you in a situation where He says, this person or that person is who I want you with, and this is the one for you to give you whatever it is that you need to help you with that. Because sometimes we are healing agents for our partners, or even in friendships. We can be that. We can bring wholesome into their lives. Because if we're a whole person, we can actually help another person feel whole. You know how they say two whole people come together? Sometimes that's not the case. Sometimes God will bring a whole person who may have some wounds with another person who may not feel so whole and make them whole. It does happen. The idea is that that person experiences that wholeness and reciprocates it. That's a whole nother thing. I didn't mean to get too much into that, but I was saying all that to make the point that there are exceptions where your well-being may somewhat be dependent on someone else if that's the way God ordained it. But you would know if that's the case, if that's the way God ordained it. And if that is the case, whatever hurts come up, you're able to work through them. You know why? Because God ordained this. So I just wanted to point that out. I'm hoping that makes sense. So another way to not be ever hurt again, and to make sure you never hurt again, is to have your own table to eat from. And so many people looking and seeking to eat off of someone else's table. In other words, again, depending on someone else to give them what they need, or looking to someone else to join forces with because they don't feel that they have it on their own. Build that up in yourself so that you won't again feel the need to be dependent on someone else. So you don't feel the need to go eat at somebody else's table. Have your own table. God has a table for you. Find out what that is and build on it. That way you can never be hurt because somebody else won't let you eat at their table. Make a feast of your own. Okay? So, yeah, you're not dependent on eating at someone else's table if you have your own. You're not dependent on someone else feeding you if you have your own. Now, again, if God is moving you or has ordained you or guiding you to come together with someone because He has a purpose for you and that purpose and that person or people, that's not what I'm talking about. In that case, where there is hurt, it's there to be worked out so that you can be made whole. Yeah. So really that hurt is not really a hurt. It may seem or appear to be that way, but it's really building blocks. That's what I'm getting. It's really a way to build you. You may perceive it as hurt initially because of where you are, We have to grow and evolve, come up higher, see things on a higher perspective, raise our consciousness, expand our consciousness. And when we do that, we see things in the 5D opposed to the 3D. That's fifth dimensional, third dimensional. Third dimensional, somewhat worldly. Fifth dimensional, spiritual, higher realms, heavenly realms, and above. And so, yeah, eat at your own table. Create your own meal, your own feast. Make your own money. Have your own home. Again, I'm not saying you can't come together with someone in a relationship. Just make sure it's God ordained. Because if it's not, you're going to experience hurt. But even in that, that's helping you to build to that place of coming together with who God ordained for you. And then you will never be hurt again. And I'm not saying things won't come up and you won't feel hurt. I'm not saying that. There won't be no hurt feelings. But again, you will work through that and you won't be overall left hurt. It doesn't happen. But let me just say this. You might have to go through the process. Heck, I did, to get there, to come to this understanding. Going through hurt can bring you to a place of, how do I never be hurt again? And it is possible. Again, I'm not saying you won't experience any hurt. What I'm saying is you can not ever be hurt again. In other words, by people. If you take on the proper perspectives. If you have the proper understanding and the proper disposition. Hurt people hurt people. People are human. And especially when you know what issues someone has going on, you know what they're capable of. Even yourself. If you still in a place where you at in your work and in your journey, you struggle maybe with some things or working through some things, I prefer to say, where you may lash out and do things that are hurtful to people. You see what I'm saying? So someone may identify that, okay, let me fix myself so I won't be hurt by this person because I see what they have going on. So the third way that you can refrain from ever being hurt again is to make sure you're putting yourself around positive people, around the right kind of people. I'm not saying that positive people don't fall short. What I'm saying is that they're more likely than not to be more positive and take you and your well-being into consideration, opposed to someone who's very negative, very low vibrational, very filled with a lot of issues and have a lot of unhealed wounds, and they act them out, and it's clear because you said, even if you're going through your own journey and you're doing your healing and you're working through things, sometimes if you're in relationship or dealing with someone who has a lot going on, but they don't seem like they're working through it and healing, you might have to remove yourself from them because they're always trying to poke at you because they're not doing the work. So in order for you to properly do the work and heal, you may have to get away from someone who's not doing the work. That's a way to not ever be hurt again by them. And what you do is you do that across the board. Anybody that's in a state or condition or a place where you see they're not healed, they're not doing the work, they're very low vibrational, you remove yourself from them so that they can't hurt you. And when they still attempt to try to hurt you, you take on the disposition of, hurting people try to hurt people. But that doesn't mean they have to hurt you. You understand where they're at and what they have going on. So their attempts to hurt you don't hurt you. I've been made aware of many people sending all kind of craziness, thinking all kind of crazy thoughts about me. People I don't even talk to, deal with, haven't talked to in some years. And they fight me and I'm not nowhere in the vicinity, wishing all kind of ill will on me. I don't have no issues with them. But what I did do was remove myself from them. I removed myself from certain situations that I knew were no good for me. I knew they were no good for me. I knew it wasn't going down a positive path, so it didn't make sense for me to stay around. And I left. And these people still have ill intent towards me. And I'm gone and being gone. And they ain't thought to check back. I'm focused on me and my life. But it doesn't hurt me. It doesn't hurt me because I have the disposition of that's where they're at. Hurting people try to hurt people. They're human. And in some cases, demon possessed. And I'm aware of that. So it can't hurt me. They can't hurt me. I hope this is making sense. So, ways to never be hurt again, depend on God for all of your needs and necessities. And if and when He brings someone into your life to be that with you, for you, do it the way He showed you to. That way, you will never be hurt again. And part of the way that you do that is by working. Both parties have to be doing the work. If one party is doing the work and one is not, either one going to end up hurt if they stick around, or they going to get out because they don't want to deal with someone that's not doing the work because it leads to nowhere. And then I want to say maybe they won't be hurt because they may have come to a place where they just know they don't take that on. They don't take it personally if they've come to that place already. Second way not to be hurt. Have your own table to eat from. Create your own table and decide who's going to eat at your table. That way, you ain't got to be hurt because somebody won't let you eat at their table because you have your own. You've created your own business. You've created your own life. You've created your own wealth. You have your own life. You have your own line of credit. That just came to me. Because some people depend on others for their credit. Some people be focused on other people's credit. They credit jacked up. So they looking at yours. Where they doing it at? Where they doing it? Focus on your own credit. Have your own credit, then you ain't got to be dependent on somebody else's credit. Anyway, have your own table. Eat at your own table. Third way, to never be hurt again. Stay away from them negative, toxic people. I had to think about that for a second. For real though, stay away and clean your own toxic stuff up if you need be. And while you're doing that, if somebody's toxicity is too much for you and they ain't getting no better, get away from them. Get away from them so they can't hurt you. And always having the mindset, people are where they are. Do not take it personal. Do your inner work. Let them do theirs or not, because some people are not. Some people are not. I hate to say it, but it's the truth. I encourage all to do it, but I'm going to tell you something. Doing this work takes courage. Takes brave. You got to be brave. Everybody ain't that brave. That's why they take the easy route. That's why they go around it. Because it's not easy. I won't say it's hard. There's some stuff. I just don't like to use the word hard. It's not easy. It is work, but it can be done. With God, all things are possible. With God, all things are possible. And nothing is impossible with God. But you got to believe that. You got to know that. I just heard you have to have a relationship with God to even do that. And that's a lot of what's happening too. Many people don't have a relationship with God. They can say God. They can say I'm a Christian, I'm a Muslim, I'm a Catholic, whatever. But if there's no relationship with God, anyway, I'm going to leave that right there. You guys, if you like my video, please give it a thumbs up. Click on that red subscribe button and subscribe to my channel. Also, click on that bell right next to that red subscribe button so that you can get a notification anytime I upload a new video. I want to mention this. If you would like to book a personal spiritual life coaching session or an energy healing session with me, that information is right below in the description box. Also, if you would like to donate to my channel, feel free. That information is down there too. Thank you to all those who have donated to my channel. Thank you to all of my subscribers. Thank you to all of you who view my channel. I really appreciate you guys, and that is from the bottom of my heart. You can also connect with me on Facebook and Instagram at Patricia Booker and on Twitter at Kingdom Business 9. That is Kingdom Business with one S and the number 9. You can also connect with me on Likee at 1 Dr. Booker, number 1 Dr. Booker. You all, I send you much love, light, and peace, and many blessings to you. That is my time. So, I, me, she, her is out.